Before playing Hollow Knight, I was a closed-minded fool. A guy who swore to mostly playing 3D games because I thought, how much fun can a 2D side-scroller really be? You go up, down, left, right, wow. How much emotional impact can a story in a 2D game have on me? How many boss fight variations can you come up with in a 2D environment? Turns out these were all stupid, dumb, idiot questions. I just didn't get it. For years, I would see this game pop up on my Steam store, YouTube, everywhere, but I never decided to look into it. And I'm so glad that I did. This game slaps. I was never the type for Metroidvania games. Like this, there's just something about this that makes me not want to play it, and I think for a long time I associated Metroidvanias specifically to Castlevania, which put me off from trying the genre. But Hollow Knight changed my outlook on these types of games. It's a game that I expected to pick up and just try to finish immediately, not focus on any of the side content or DLCs, just beat the main story from start to finish, or not even beat it at all. I didn't expect to like it that much. There's not that many single-player video games that hold my attention for long enough for me to want to complete it. But as I progressed further into the game, I quickly learned that not only did I want to finish it, I wanted to experience just about everything that this game has to offer. Next thing I know, I beat it 100%. But joke's on me, 100% isn't actually 100% in this game. You gotta get to 112% to fully complete it, and I'm not there yet. But there was a certain decisive point in playing this game when I realized that I wanted to finish it, that I wanted 100% it. And let me quickly take you through the process that my brain went through to get to that point. In the beginning of the game, you arrive in Dirtmouth. It's a desolate little town with just one lonely, elderly bug man chilling there. He turns around and he's like, this place is pretty much abandoned. Everyone's gone down that well over there. If you're gonna go, be real careful. And then you go down the well, and you're like, shit, dude, everything wants to kill me. You probably die a few times. That's okay. I did. The game takes some getting used to. And after a bunch of blind adventuring and unlocking a new ability which is needed to kill an enemy and progress, you make it to the next zone, Green Path, and accidentally fall straight into a pit of acid immediately. Or maybe it was just me who did that, because I kinda suck. But whatever. After that, you actually make it to the next zone. The music here is calming, enchanting, and adds a greater sense of adventure to the experience overall. And at this point, I was opening up to the game a bit more. I was like, I can see why people like it, but I'm not sure it warrants overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam quite yet. So then I progressed into the fungal wastes, where there's a bunch of cute mushrooms, and then there's these mushrooms that I fucking hate. And then there's these big mushrooms that I almost feel bad for killing, but I need his money, so it's worth it. And then I get to the Mantis Lords, the first boss fight in the game that feels like an actual boss fight. And I died to them a few times. They're like, whack, whack, whack. But I killed them. They weren't insanely difficult, but they gave me a taste of how the game can be difficult and made me excited to see what else Hollow Knight had to offer. Defeating them unlocked an ability that allowed me to move to the next part of the map, the City of Tears. And it was this place that was the defining point of which I realized that I love this game. After all the difficulties and stresses you went through, the claustrophobic areas, the relentless enemies that block your path, the lack of benches and easy fast travel, you're allowed a brief moment of respite. The opportunity to just sit down next to this friendly bug man whose name is Quarrel and soak in the environment and the hopeful music and the calming sound of falling rain, which overall heavily contrasts the harrowing and bleak journey you've been on so far. It was this moment that I fell in love with Hollow Knight. I guess it's just nice to know that no matter how sad, lonely, drained, or even numb that some of us might be feeling, and no matter how hopeless or even meaningless life can seem at times, just existing in general offers the possibility for memorable, beautiful moments that feel like they make the entire process worth it, and that there is something to look forward to. And it's just as nice to know that I'm still capable of experiencing that feeling. It's really not often anymore that something in life surprises me or even fills me with any sort of genuine emotion. There's rarely any true happiness, anger, or even sadness. I just trudge through life. Everything is routine because it feels like it has to be in order for me to survive. But I don't want to survive, I want to live. And despite Hollow Knight being a video game, it made me feel like I was alive. It was in this moment that I sat on this bench next to this dude in this 2D side-scroller video game that Hollow Knight proved to be a masterful piece of art, and a reminder that even in the darkest or emptiest points of life, there's still the potential for beauty, meaning, and authentic human emotion, which kind of feels weird to say. I felt truly happy here, on this bench, and then the happiness basically doubled just from the fact that I actually felt happy. It felt like Hollow Knight was rewarding me for sticking with the game. It was like, good job, champ, you've made it this far, now go see what else our amazing game offers. Yeah. It was this point in my playthrough that I knew I was going to complete the game. And you know what? All this might seem really stupid. Like, look at this little dude talking about how a video game made him feel alive. Go touch some grass, kid. Yeah, maybe you're right. When you're sitting alone in your room, fully taking in the atmosphere and the music, using this moment in a video game to reflect not only on the experiences in the game so far, but on your own real life, that shit hits different, man. And this moment in Hollow Knight is probably going to stick with me for a long time. There's a certain thing that someone can say in a video game review that will really make me want to play that game. And that is, I wish I could experience this game for the first time again. And And now here I am, looking back at my short time with Quirrell, sitting on that bench, wishing I could relive that experience again. Hollow Knight was created by Team Cherry, a group of 3 people from Australia. It was their first balls-to-the-walls full production game project, and they succeeded in every way imaginable. The art? Fantastic. The gameplay mechanics and overall feel? Fantastic. The amount of content you get for only $15? Fantastic. The fact that there were 4 free DLCs after the game's release, that's fan-fucking-tastic. I love these devs so much, and I will buy anything that they make in the future. There is just so much love and care and all those other good words put into this game. I genuinely think that this is the closest a game can get to being flawless. It has so much character and a unique identity that really sets the bar for not only other Metroidvanias, but also just other games in general. Like, look at the way the bench spawns in. Character. Listen to the way this big silly guy whimpers like a submissive boyfriend. Character. Look at the way the crowd cheers you on when you're in the Coliseum. God, will you f*** off, you little dweeb? I hate you. But still, character. The way the stag runs when you fast travel. Those little moans that those cute delectable grubs let out when you're near them. The way the nailsmith wants you to deliver him a mercy kill at the hands of his own creation. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm sorry. The Fluke Marm fight. There was literally someone sitting behind a microphone going for this boss. That's character. The little fart noise the mosquitoes make when they die. You walk into this spooky, spidery place and see these suspicious folks staring at you, and you know something's up, but you go ahead and sit down next to them anyway. And you don't regret it, because as they're closing in on you and you feel nice and vulnerable for them, you'll just be thinking to yourself, man, this game has so much character. Whoa, wait, don't touch me there. And I could go on and on. Everything just feels so non-cookie cutter and well thought out, but I think it's time to talk about something else that this game does really well. Platforming. Fuck! The game does it really well, but apparently I don't. Hollow Knight has some super heckin' fun platforming sections. I mean, basically the entire game is a platforming section, but there are some areas where they really focus on it. I love the movement in this game. It's responsive, it's clean, it just feels so good. The only complaint I have is that my A button is a little broken, so it's harder to jump. Oh wait, it's just unplugged. But geez, I enjoyed every platforming section in this game, except for one of them. The Path of Pain. Towards the latter half of the game, you'll probably find yourself walking past this dead dude in pretty white armor. You'll think to yourself, wonder what he's here for. Just sitting here dead, getting a little smelly. And then eventually you'll come back to him. You'll hit him with your dream nail and you'll teleport to this magical place called the White Palace. The White Palace is Team Cherry's way of saying, what? You think you're good at platforming? Well, you're not. You suck at it, actually, idiot. All you gotta do is press A and move your thumb in a certain direction and sometimes do other stuff with your fingers, and you can't even do that right. I love the White Palace. It's challenging. The music is great. You got those servant dudes that'll bow down to you because you're clearly superior to them in every way. It just feels special to be there. And despite my love for it, I got very frustrated here. Oh, man. But I also felt very proud of myself upon completion. Yay. Then, after completing the White Palace, I learned of the Path of Pain, which is basically exactly what it sounds like. If Team Cherry was calling you an idiot before, now they're just saying, fuck you! Nyeh. It's a culmination of all the movement techniques in Hollow Knight, and you might get carpal tunnel while you're going through it. There's buzzsaws, spikes, barbed walls, so you only get to touch the ground a few times throughout the whole thing. Buzzsaws, more buzzsaws, a lot of buzzsaws going off the whole time. I mean, the White Palace already has plenty of these, but in the Path of Pain, they're a lot meaner. You suck, Ducky. You're never getting past me. Yeah, what he said. You suck. Yeah, those buzzsaws are assholes, and they go off the entire time, which really adds to the stress level. On top of that, you're listening to a soundtrack that's basically telling you to just give up. But I wasn't going to give up because I knew I was capable of it, no matter how many different noises I made that sounded like I was accepting my defeat every single time I died. Oh my god. But eventually, after roughly 1.5 hours, maybe 2, I beat it. Yes, bitch. And you know what the best part is? I was so focused in on finishing Path of Pain that I didn't even record it when I did finish it. And I didn't record a lot of Path of Pain, actually. But I did it, I swear. I really did. And due to that lack of footage, I guess I should transition to the next part of this video. Path of Pain was fantastic. I lied when I said I didn't like it, and it was probably one of my favorite segments in the whole game. Now, where do I go from here? Hold on, let me sift through my notes. What else can I say to express my feelings for this? Ugh, gross. Oh, right. Silksong. That one word that has Hollow Knight's community perpetually blued in the balls because they've been waiting so long for it. Silksong is Hollow Knight's sequel that's been in development for over 5 years now, and the developers are either taking their sweet, sweet time to make sure this baby comes out perfectly, or the game is just sitting in some alternate realm burning for all eternity. But hey, at least it's not in that other realm where Half-Life 3 is. I mean, look at this. There's an entire YouTube channel dedicated to posting news about Silksong's release, and they post every single day. And even when the thumbnail says that there's no news, thousands of people still watch the video. People want this game very badly. And now, So do I. And I'm happy that I didn't decide to play through Hollow Knight until almost 7 years after the game's release. At first, I was kind of down on myself for it. I was like, damn, it took me this long to start playing this absolute banger of a game. I neglected it every single time I saw it. I'd see people talking about it and I'd say, nah, that doesn't look like my kind of game. It's single player. It's not a competitive FPS game. It's a side scroller. I don't play side scrollers. I only play real games. And now, no matter how stupid I was for thinking that back then, I'm glad I did, because while day one Hollow Knight fans have been waiting multiple years for Silksong to come out, I've only been waiting for a few months, baby. And the best part is, apparently I was the 1,000,000th person to finish Path of Pain, so Team Cherry sent me this confidential email saying that Silksong's official release date is October 26th of this year. Don't believe me? You shouldn't. But until it does release, we've at least got a few options. One of the biggest reasons that I love Hollow Knight is for widening my palette of games. Like I said before, the idea of a Metroidvania just didn't really do anything for me. Now you say that word around me, that sexy 5-syllable word, and you're gonna have to toss me some bread to make sure I don't get too out of control. Also, PSA, don't feed bread to ducks, it's not good for them. But since playing Hollow Knight, I've given some more games a chance. Blasphemous, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Hades, even though it's not a Metroidvania, just a good game that I probably wouldn't have played without Hollow Knight, and a very good game at that, another one that I slept on for years because I'm an idiot. I'm thankful for Hollow Knight being the reason I opened up to these games, but at the same time, I'm kind of mad at Hollow Knight for being the first Metroidvania I really played. It's like, you know, being at the top of the food chain in a multi-level marketing company, and you're enjoying life up there while everyone else does the work for you, and then you decide to step down a few tiers. Hollow Knight is at the top of this pyramid for me, and when I compare Blasphemous and Ori to it, yes, they're still great games, they have amazing art, good music, but they're just not Hollow Knight, and I had a harder time getting into them because I feel that Hollow Knight set the bar so high. I'm still gonna play through these games, but damn, I especially cannot wait for Silksong's release. And with that being said, if anyone has any Metroidvania recommendations or games that I might like because I like Hollow Knight, please feel free to share. And if you haven't played Hollow Knight, go do that. I'm telling you, just go do it. Don't be a fool like me, or this guy. Hey Soup, you should play Hollow Knight.
Nah, I'm good.
Why not?
Well, the art style doesn't really appeal to me, and like, just in general, like, I'm not really a fan of Metroidvanias anyway. Also because you told me to play this game 20 fucking times, Ducky, and it makes me want to play it less the more you talk about it!
Yeah, he'll come around eventually. Big shout out to Stupid Goose for doing some of the art for this video. Go follow him on TikTok if you think these Hollow Knight drawings are cool. And big shout out to you for watching this video. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you have a good day.